Are we an inflation nation? Is inflation here to stay permanently? Are we going to be the next Venezuela because our currency is so debased? I'm here to give you the answers and what you can do about it. Hey guys, Jay Leman here. I talk about all things real estate on this channel. As a realtor and as an investor, I love multifamily investment. I also love the crypto space. And why do I love crypto and multifamily? Because they are excellent hedges against inflation. All right, so let me break you down what's happening in our nation of inflation. If this brings value to you, please like, please subscribe, tell your friends about it so we get all this knowledge out to you. So if you have been watching any sort of media outlet at all, you know that inflation is a real problem, and it's taken over really since the COVID pandemic hit the United States hard in March 2020. Since then, the government has printed trillions of dollars and increased the money supply somewhere between 30 and 50%. Now, the problem with this is when you inflate the currency, you also inflate the prices of things, because as you print more money, it becomes less valuable. And when it becomes less valuable, things cost more dollars to purchase. And so people that needed the COVID pandemic stimulus money the most are now being hit hard with price increases in everyday goods like food, gas, rent, housing. So what can you do to stave off inflation? Because it's like a monster that keeps on growing and growing and growing, right? So here are the three things that you can do to stave off inflation. Number one, you can own your own home. What do you mean own your own home? Of course a realtor is going to say own your own home, but that is actually one of the best ways that a common person can stave off inflation, because real estate is a fixed asset, right? Is a physical asset rather, and you are able to get a long-term fixed rate loan on that asset. And so when you do that, your assets, when stuff inflates, whether it's crypto or real estate, usually just rises with the money supply. We've seen that in crypto, we've seen that in real estate, we've even seen it in the stock market, which is a paper-based asset. And so what happens is you're going to retain the value in that, because that physical asset is going to be worth more as the currency inflates. And when you get a long-term fixed loan on that, maybe 30 years, maybe 15 years, the interest rate right now is right around 3.25 for a 30-year loan. The inflation is, we're told, between 5 and 6% currently. So what's great is when you have a house of your own and you have it on fixed debt over 30 years, then if inflation's at, let's say, 6% and your loan is at 3%, I actually make a 3% spread on that, because I'll be paying off my loan with dollars that are 6% less every year, and my loan is only charging me 3% interest. That's called arbitrage inflation right there, because you're paying less for your loan and your financing charges than the actual rate of the currency inflation. So number one is own a home. Number two, cash flowing real estate, right? Meaning multifamily or single family properties, mobile home parks that you don't actually live in yourself, but you can actually increase rents on them as inflation increases your expenses, right? So rents will go up. So the income production of that property will go up. It'll be more expensive to build things, and so that property will become more valuable, because to replace that property now, it's going to cost more as lumber and materials go up. And then you can also put long-term debt on that. Now in commercial loans, usually you put a 5-year balloon on it. Sometimes you get a 10-year balloon. Sometimes you get a Fannie Mae based loan that's a 30-year fixed loan on these multifamily properties. And again, you can do the same thing like we talked about in number one, which was own a home. And this is number two, which is own cash flowing real estate, whether it's multifamily or a single family or mobile home park. And number three is this: buy Bitcoin. That's right, Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a fixed supply of only 21 million. That's the max of what will be created. You know, people think that 2 to 3 million Bitcoin have already been lost. So now we're down to 18 or 19 million Bitcoin in the world. And you can buy a part of a Bitcoin. Maybe you can't purchase an entire Bitcoin. I mean, who really can? But purchase some Bitcoin, because that's going to be a great hedge against inflation. Some people call it a digital gold, but much more secure safe, and divisible than gold. And that's why it could become a new store of value for generations to come, or until it's replaced by some other cryptocurrency that meets the scarcity and the benefits that Bitcoin has right now. So to recap it, get your own home, number one, with debt. Number two, get cash flowing real estate with debt. Number three, buy Bitcoin. Those two things will be great against hedging against inflation. If this brought you value, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it. Thanks, guys.